What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. Man United just beat Wolves 4-1 in what was a huge sigh of relief for all United fans. We have so much PTSD from games like Fulham, Everton, and West Ham that when Wolves scored one at the end of the first half, we felt like we were never going to come back into this one. But guess what? The players really turned up in that second half, and let's be honest, if we were more clinical, that could have been 6 or 7-1. But even with just 4 goals in that game, United have now scored the third most goals in the Premier League this season. That's right. Only City at 35 and Arsenal at 28 have more goals than us. And for all of those people that are calling Amorim a crap coach that plays Sunday League football, guess what? Man City have 30.74 XG and Man United have 30.28 XG this season. That's more than Arteta, who's supposed to win the league this year. That's more than Enzo Maresca, who's apparently the best tactical coach outside of Pep Guardiola. And that's also better than Oliver Glasner, who's supposed to be better at the three-back system than Ruben Amorim. It is time to wake up and smell the coffee, guys. Ruben Amorim is a good coach, and the underlying stats put up by his system show that he is actually overachieving with the quality of the squad. And for everyone that says he hasn't improved any player, just look at Bruno Fernandes in that number 8 position. The guy who's never played that before, yet he got 2 goals and an assist in this game, and he ran the midfield, right? What does Mark Goldbridge have to say about that? But my favorite part of the game today was the quiet development of Ayden Heaven. I'm not joking, guys. He looked like the champagne Rolls-Royce center back that we've been waiting for. If you think I'm exaggerating even a little bit, just watch the 6 clips I have to show you guys in this video, and I'm sure you'll agree with me by the end. So I just did a members exclusive video on Matthijs de Ligt and how his profile as a center back is a mismatch for Ruben Amorim's system. De Ligt is very much an old school center back who is good in the air, who is very strong and can win his duels. But in terms of ball progression, he is shockingly poor. And to my surprise, so is Maguire. If you guys want the deep dive on this, go check out the members exclusive video. I'll link it in the description below. When Amorim put Heaven in as his central center back against West Ham, I didn't know how well he was going to handle it because we'd only really seen him in that left center back role. But in that game, I already saw him doing almost everything that De Ligt gives you while also being very good with his feet in terms of both passing and moving side to side. But today, everything he did was chef's kiss. For a 19-year-old center back that cost us 1.8 million euros, he looks like the bargain of the century. So without further ado, let's get started with some clips of Heaven from that first half. So Bruno has the ball in midfield here, and he passes it back to Heaven, and Heaven kind of scans what is available ahead of him, and as soon as he sees a passing lane opening up to Brian Mbeumo right here, right? We'll see that in a second. Brian Mbeumo drops deeper. As soon as he sees this passing lane open, Heaven's first thought is, how can I find him? So he passes it straight to Mbeumo, and then Mbeumo can play it first time into Cunha, and unfortunately, Cunha isn't really able to do much with it here. But if we go back to when Heaven has the ball, I've seen De Ligt be in the exact same situation multiple times against Palace, and every single time he decided to make the safe pass to Shaw or Euro instead of playing it forward into Mbeumo. So if Heaven decides to go to Mazraoui here first, Mazraoui then passes it to Mbeumo, who probably can't play that first time into Cunha, so the ball probably has to go back into the back line, and we have to recycle the ball again, and the Wolves defense gets more time to reset. And what have we been saying about the Amorim system since he joined from Sporting Lisbon? Amorim wants to move the ball as fast as possible vertically. He doesn't care if it's the goalkeeper kicking it long or a defender passing it into the forward line. In fact, he said it in a recent press conference that if he can get the ball into the opposition box within 1 or 2 passes, the team has to try it. And in this central center-back role, both De Ligt and Maguire have been killing us by not playing those line-breaking passes through the middle whenever they're available. As a result, we've been a very predictable team in terms of initiating the build-up only from our left or right center-back. And that is exactly why most opposition teams don't waste their time pressing either De Ligt or Maguire when they play through the middle. And today, we saw something completely different because Strand Larson was pressing Heaven every single chance he got. Now, in this clip, we have Johnston kicking it long, and Shaw ends up winning the header right here. Right, he wins the header, but it goes straight to a Wolves player. Now, Heaven actually makes the mistake as soon as it lands to Arias here of trying to play Strand Larson offside because I guess he doesn't see Mazraoui and a Bellegarde behind him. So we'll see that in a second. He moves forward to play him offside, but he quickly realizes he's made a mistake. He's putting his hand up for the flag, doesn't realize these guys are here. And then now he has to make up for his mistake. So he's running behind and he does that and essentially gets to this area here. And now it's a physical battle, right? Like, can he make the right tackle without fouling him so he doesn't concede a penalty? What does Heaven do? Just gets tight to him. And essentially, he's strong enough so Larson can't do anything with it. And he just dismisses him like he doesn't exist. Guys, Strand Larson is 25 years old. He's bigger. He's taller. He's stronger. This is absolutely amazing work from Heaven to make this look so easy in a physical ground duel like that. And if you're saying, well, he shouldn't have made that mistake in the first place, do you guys remember De Ligt just falling over on the counterattack against Palace or him getting skinned by Mateta that one time? Do you remember Maguire playing the offside trap against Brentford and failing miserably and it actually costing us a goal? It's not like other more experienced center backs don't make mistakes. It's about how you recover from those mistakes. And for me, Heaven did fantastically well right here to recover. Next, we see Wolves make this clearance in the 20th minute, and Heaven wins the header against Larson here again. And after this ball falls to Bruno, Mazraoui passes it back to Heaven in the middle. And as soon as he receives it, look at his first instinct. He has his head up right there to see what options are available in front of him, and he's trying to see if there's a free man on the far side that he can ping in space. But I think he realizes we are still resetting from the set piece or whatever we just had. So Dalot might actually be offside, so he doesn't decide to play that pass. And he plays it safe out to Luke Shaw right there, right? So he plays it safe to Luke Shaw. And now he gets it back from Luke Shaw, and he's got his eyes forward again, like he just had a second ago. And this time he realizes Mbumo's available through the middle, so he plays it straight to Mbumo. Once again, guys, look at what a crisp, confident, progressive passer gives us. Because Heaven can go straight into Mbumo, we skip that extra pass that goes through our right center back all the time. Because De Ligt and Maguire prefer the ball to go out wide to the right first or go out wide to the left first, instead of trying to make the pass that Shaw or Euro or Mazraoui would make in the first place. Whenever we're giving the opposition defense one or two extra passes to react, they will most likely be better prepared for whatever we're going to throw at them. Mark my words, guys. If we want to get better at playing against low block teams, we have to get quicker at moving the ball in every single phase of build-up. That starts with the goalkeeper and the center back. It includes the midfielders. It includes the forward line as well, which means the next time we play against a 30, 35, 40% possession team, we need to have three center backs that can pass the ball well. And I think our best three right now are probably Shaw, Martinez, and one of Heaven or Euro. Here we are in the 23rd minute now, and our defense is retreating backwards. Mazraoui passes it to Heaven here, and here's what I love about this kid. His first instinct is to look up again and see what options he has, right? So let's assess his passing options. He can either play it to Casemiro here or play the safe option to Shaw or the goalkeeper, or he can try to switch it long to Mount, who's on the far side here. But what does this guy do? He goes to Diogo Dalot in the half space, going well beyond Casemiro to make the pass here, deliberately so that we have to make that one fewer pass to get up the pitch. And I know this seems very subtle, guys, right? Because if he had passed this to Casemiro, then Casemiro can just pass it to Dalot and we get the ball to Mount anyways. But what we fail to realize is that extra second might give this defender extra time to get closer to Mount, might give our players an extra second to make the wrong decision. There's a bunch of variables that we can't really account for. So the best thing you can do is move the ball as quick as possible and hope that your attack reacts faster than their defense does. So now Dalot can turn and he can run into space and he essentially keeps dribbling forward and he finds Mount on the wing here. And now we have gotten to this part of the pitch with just two passes and two attacking players involved, which means Cunha, Bruno, and Mbumo can all be getting into the box. And we also have Ahmad here, who's just off of screen, who can be the guy at the back post. So unless we want to, make it more complicated for us by having all three of these guys get touches on every single build-up, this is a much more efficient way of doing things. And it is absolutely not a fluke that we created 4xG today. We had excellent passing from all our center backs. I include Shaw and Mazraoui in the praise here because they also had fantastic passing games. But we've seen our outside center backs have good passing games before. What's new in this game is that De Ligt has been out and we've been progressing the ball through the middle a lot more. I know we drew against West Ham, but if you go watch that game back, look at how we were trying to create chances through the middle instead of just cycling the ball through the wings like we normally do. Now, here we have Wolves on the counterattack with the left wing back here. And he attempts a pass into the middle to Bellegarde, I believe, but it's a wayward pass. But anyways, Heaven has to anticipate, react to this, and put a leg out to intercept it. And he makes a safe pass into Bruno right here. As we skip along a bit further, Casemiro just passes the ball to Heaven, and Heaven kind of just waits and waits on the ball till Strand Larsen decides to press him, which gives him the trigger to pass forward into Casemiro. And this starts the trigger for what is the best move from open play that we did in this game, because Casemiro receives it, he looks forward, he plays it into Mount over here, and Mount plays a first time amazing ball into Cunha right there. Cunha plays a flick into Bruno's path, and this is just butter, guys, right? Because Bruno gets it here and plays a first time De Bruyne-esque pass. I say De Bruyne-esque because when I say Bruno-esque, nobody gives him the praise that he deserves. So a De Bruyne-esque pass into Mbumo's feet, and Mbumo gets forward, and unfortunately, he hits it straight at the goalkeeper, and then Cunha comes in and forces a goal line clearance from Toti Gomez. Now, most people probably get lost in the Mount pass or the Cunha flick or the Bruno pass, but I'm telling you guys, if Heaven doesn't make this pass into Casemiro and instead goes wide to Mazraoui or Shaw, this whole chance doesn't get created by the team. In fact, in terms of silkiness, like I said, this was maybe our best open play chance we've created all season. Even as crap as Wolves were in this game, I promise you we don't create this chance with De Ligt or Maguire on the pitch. Now we get to our last and probably my favorite clip of the video. Casemiro has the ball late in the first half and he passes it back to Heaven here. Strand Larsen continues his press of the ball carrier, so Heaven takes a few touches to keep pulling him deeper and deeper, right? So we see him going inside here. Strand Larsen's trying to chase him. He sees he's coming on this side, so he turns the other way, pushes the ball forward, takes nice touches every single time, and then he draws him in further and kicks it long, and essentially in the process gets fouled by Strand Larsen, and he, does enough theatrics to get him booked. There is so much to love about this play because Heaven shows good composure and close control of the ball. He gets the Wolves team from being slightly inside our box just outside the final third to now having almost 5 of their outfield players inside our final third, which means he has just created more room for all of our forward line and our midfielders to make the run in behind. And my favorite part is that he gets Strand Larsen booked as well. I don't know too many 19-year-old center backs that can do everything that Heaven did in this play, let alone in that whole game. Now, just in case you weren't satisfied with the eye test that we just saw, let's take a look at his stats because he had 100% pass accuracy today, completing all 36 of his passes. He had 49 touches of the ball with 1 pass into the final third and 1 accurate long ball. He also had 1 block, 7 clearances, and 3 recoveries. And he also won all 6 of his ground and aerial duels. Even if we look at his pass map right here, look at how many times he actually tried to play a forward man. I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but this kid is pure class, man. Mark my words, he will become our starting center back very, very soon. It may not be this season unless we have injuries because you have to respect the experience that Maguire and De Ligt bring to the table. But in terms of everything else that he gives you that those guys don't, I am so excited to see him get more game time as the season goes on. I won't be surprised if by this time next year his transfer market valuation is 5x of what it is because guess what? He's already at 10 million euros. And to think that we purchased him for 1.8 million euros from Arsenal, guys, This is fantastic business from Ineos, and I couldn't be happier with the lad. Trust me, once we start getting more players like Heaven that fit the profile of this Amorim system really well, there's no telling how good we can become. My man of the match today was clearly Bruno, and then probably Mount. But if you asked me who impressed me most today, it was Aiden Heaven by a mile, because we already know Bruno and Mount can do those things. For a 19-year-old center back to start in that central center back role and give us everything we've been looking for from De Ligt and Maguire, that was just something else. Let me know who your man of the match was in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, why not drop a like and subscribe to the channel? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.